It's another positive set of numbers for this government. The revenue side of the budget and the economy's kind of in rude health at the moment. As you rightly say, a very strong labour market, nominal wage growth, and indeed strong population growth. All works towards a very good income tax take for the government, and there's a bit of bracket creep in there. We've seen taxes as a share of income really skyrocketing over the last few quarters. The government, they always bake in fairly conservative commodity price forecasts, and so, we've had elevated commodity prices, so there's a bit of an upside surprise there as well.
So, Sean, a higher income tax take, is that really the answer? Is that what's going to help them offset and balance? More spending likely needed to help average folks because of the cost of living while trying to right the budget?
Well, it's not really been a policy choice. It's just been a function of conditions. So strong employment growth. We do have stage 3 tax cuts coming through from the middle of next year. That's going to help address some of the bracket creep we've seen over recent years. But yeah, it's really all on the revenue side, these improvements in the bottom line. There's been no real action on the expenditure side. It's really a story of the government recycling these windfall gains back into the medium or longer term budget position.
Yeah, Sean, we got iron ore, which is the biggest export earner for Australia, currently trading above $130 a tonne. And yet, to your point about the conservatism about the forecasts, that's a very conservative assumption that the Australian government are making. They expect to see iron ore decline to $60 a tonne. What's behind that? What are the implications then for returning to a surplus?
Yeah, look, I think it's a function of previous Labor governments being surprised the wrong way with running into around the 2010 time when they were projecting a return to surplus, and it didn't eventuate because of a collapse in prices. Ever since then, successive governments have really banked on very conservative projections. It's always better to be positively surprised than negatively surprised. With such a conservative approach, again, in these numbers, it means that, given that they're projecting a really very thin deficit, there is a fairly good chance that ends up being a surplus when the May budget is next printed.